laughing because we couldn't hear you. Good afternoon. I feel like it's something like we'll have to discuss that. Anyway, how are you, Michael?
Discuss whether it's morning or afternoon or Candace Owens.
Yes.
That is really not how you refer to a powerful black woman. You refer to her by her name, Candy.
Candy.
Speaking of, what's wrong with your light, Charles?
What do you
mean? There's no front light. You look very dark this episode. Like there's not a lot of lighting. Like usually you can see you need some front light, man.
Oh, I didn't realize that we were colorist on this show, but all right, I guess that's colorism rearing its ugly head again. But maybe
colorism.
One day we will.
Hasn't Brad proven over and over again
that
he's colorist?
I'm not sure what colorist means.
You don't know what colorism is?
What is colorism? Describe to me colorism.
This show is not it is educational, but this show is not here to tell you what words in the dictionary mean. It is here to discuss all things politics.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anyway, what's going on? How are you, Brad?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. How are you, Charles? Because Michael was not kind enough to ask you.
I'm all right. Fine.
That's good.
How are you, Michael?
We already went over
Do we need to have a off-air conversation
about?
You're just all right, Charles?
Me?
Yeah, Charles. What's going on, dude? Rap with us.
I don't know. Should I be overly excited or something? I don't understand.
Bring your hat back. We're just rap.
I'm giving you a hug through the screen.
Thank you. It's much appreciated and felt. And
yeah, it is.
Tell us what is with the background.
I mean, that's Candy Owens. She's just being real skeptical of she's just asking questions. What's his name? Hammer? Michael?
Josh Hammer.
What's Mr. Josh Hammer? What's he talking about? What's going on? Is Donald Trump and Elon Musk, are they reptilian? Huh?
Oh.
This I think today is a world record. We've been live for 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and we were
in her latest episode, she called out Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, as a reptile?
No, as a hunter.
I don't understand.
She said,
Hunter Biden,
Donald Trump Jr. Get your phone out, video yourself, and tell the world that you think that was a 30-06 bullet that didn't blow through the back of Charlie Kirk's neck.
Oh. Yeah, he does hunt. I've seen him with some big game. You know what I mean? Kimberly Guilfoyle. But yeah, he would know. What?
Anyway, so today we have a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover. Where's my list?
It's in the text thread, dude. Like, this is a professional podcast.
Is it? Because
it definitely is. I pay both of you to be here.
Anyway, let's take it. You're at a 10. Let's take it down to a 2. Okay.
Never.
The first thing, but okay. So yeah. Anyway, I have my list right in front of me. Thank you very much. So. The big news that has been the big news all week and will probably continue to be the big news until God knows when, until they get their lives together and figure out how to operate as adults, will be the government shutdown. And the 42 million people who as of tomorrow will not have food stamps.
42 million.
As of Saturday.
Half of them are immigrants. Kind of wild.
What?
I think half of them are immigrants. Isn't that right?
I don't know.
I mean, it is your topic. I'd think that you would know every little detail about it.
I mean, this topic is not about immigrants. It's about people who have food stamp benefits. So
yeah, well, a lot of them happen to be immigrants, and I think that's a little wild that half of them are immigrants.
Tell us more.
About what? Why I think that's wild?
Elaborate on your point. You brought it up, so talk about it.
Well, I think that half of them being immigrants on food stamps is, we're often told that they're building our country. What are we supposed to do without them? What are we going to do if we don't have all these immigrants, right? How are we going to have our engineers and our doctors and all these other great professions, and half the food stamps go to immigrants? Isn't that kind of weird?
I mean, that would be, so that's 22 million people. I don't like, it's not, there's a lot of people.
There's 55 million visa holders.
And is that all the immigrants in the country?
No, I mean, there's certainly a lot of illegals that are not visa holders. So it's a lot. It's a pretty large portion.
It is.
Do you have thoughts? I mean, you wanted me to explain, go further, and I did, and now you're just like, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have. Do I have thoughts on illegal immigrants getting food stamps? I mean, immigrants getting food stamps, not particularly. But I do.
Where's your stat? What's your source on this 50% number?
What's my source? I made it up.
Oh.
So,
wait, did you really?
I didn't make it up. No, I read it earlier. I don't remember. I'm just going.
I'd like to know approximately how many are actually illegal immigrants. That one's a pretty straight shot.
I didn't say illegal immigrants. I said immigrants. But
are they American citizens?
If they're immigrants, I don't know. It's a good question.
I mean, it's pretty clear cut. If they're not a citizen, they shouldn't be receiving SNAP benefits. I mean, that's pretty clear cut to me. But you've created this huge dependency. You're just going to cut people off. It's a little sticky. It's a little bit of a sticky situation we've got ourselves in here. We've created this huge dependency where 44 million people, whether citizen or not, are relying on the government to eat in a lot of cases. And you just pull the rug. That's probably not a good idea. It's going to be a lot of human suffering because of it. That doesn't mean that I'm for a program that 44 million people rely on, but just abruptly ending it in a government shutdown while the Republicans and the Democrats fight over whatever seems rather silly.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to find Brad's number. I don't know. The only thing I'm getting is 1.4 million. So I don't know.
That's half
of 42.
Yeah, that's half.
1.4.
I doubt it's half.
Yeah, that's half. 1.4 is half of 42.
Anyway, no, I mean, I agree with Michael's perspective. I don't. Am I in favor of the program? No, but you have people, 12% of the population that are dependent on it, and then now these people are going to go without food or without supplemental food because you cannot get in a room and figure something out. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like ridiculous that they're willing to like put these people on the line for that, because there's like a lot of people who can't eat. I was at this food giveaway earlier this week at one of these schools, and like I forget just like how prevalent food insecurity is, because obviously I am not always around it, so it's just not something that's top of mind. But yeah, like these kids were coming in and they were getting food at this food pantry that's in the school, and then like at the end of the day, like these teachers started coming in and they were like, thank you, like, and they were clearly very like embarrassed about having to come in and get food themselves, but it's like, damn, like that's and so it's, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, I don't know, it sucks. 42 million people are going to be up shit's creek.
Well, are they going to actually lapse? I think they've only lapsed, I looked this up, I think they've only lapsed once before in the past, in 2018-19. Typically they resolve it before that happens, or the USDA has surplus funds that they can use for funding the program, even in a government shutdown.
But then they need to figure out by Saturday. What's
the exit strategy
of
this large number of people on food stamps, seemingly in many cases in perpetuity? Okay, maybe it's cruel to say, all right, guys, money's run dry and you don't get any more food stamps. You guys we're not going to pay for your food anymore. All right, I can get behind that, sure. But what's the exit strategy here? Is there an exit strategy?
I mean, I think there's time to discuss that, but not when they're like running out of money in 3 days.
Yeah, well, I think the first thing that you do. Sorry, Brad.
I said I'm not discussing it with politicians. I'm discussing it with y'all.
No, I know, but I understand. What I'm saying is, like, I don't think that's like, is there a broader conversation there for that? Yes, but like, they should be having that during times of like not crisis.
True, that is true. That's the first thing you have to do is restore the program to its intended purpose. You got to get all the grifters and all the non-mission aligned spending out of there. Like, we're not buying soda with SNAP. The program is to feed hungry people, not buy junk food. And so align it for its mission, get all the grifting off of it. So you have to audit it and make sure the people who are on it actually need that assistance. And that would probably shrink the pie a little bit. But then you have to completely reform the program. And then why are people dependent upon government subsidies? Well, that's a much bigger question or problem that you have to work through.
The intended purpose was what?
To provide nutritious food to people who are starving, or not starving, but can't get access to food.
Was that the intention, do you think?
That's the stated purpose of it.
Wow.
What's your opinion? I mean, do you think differently?
I don't think that's the, maybe that's the stated purpose. I don't think that, but as stated purposes go, they don't usually typically matter, and they'll just do whatever they want with these programs and use them to, keep people voting for them, or keep people reliant, keep people under their thumb, keep people in their control. And at some point you got to say, intended purposes be damned. You got to put some major restrictions on this stuff. It doesn't matter if you get 1 month and you got to reapply every month or whatever, right? You got to get back on your feet. This should not be an easy program to be a part of.
Yeah. It says here, what it's being used for and its intended purpose are different. It says here, SNAP provides food benefits to low-income families to supplement their grocery budget so they can afford nutritious food essential to health and well-being. Okay, do that. Just do that. All the other stuff don't do. Right?
Nutritious, but again, then you go into the debate about what is nutritious. And according to the government, now we have some MAHA people in charge, and they're going to make some better choices about what's nutritious. But then that's going to be scammed along more in the future, and Cole is going to receive billions, like $11 billion in food stamp subsidies every single year.
Yeah, I understand that's going to be scammed. It's being scammed now. I'm saying don't let it be scammed. And you just keep saying it's going to be scammed.
Yeah, because I think that you also pay attention to politics and government programs and know that throughout history they get scammed. And so maybe the answer is that it's not good to have these programs.
At all? You just don't have them at all?
Correct.
And then what happens to,
Charles Blain will open his pocket and make some larger donations.
Listen, I used to think that too. I don't think that's the case. I think we hope that nonprofits and wealthy folks and people will fill that gap. And in some instances they will, but I don't think it's going to fill the gap. I think it might supplement the gap a little bit.
Okay. Is that what you want, to supplement the gap?
If not fill, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Why do you want? Do you want to fill every person's needs?
I think it's nice to if you're asking me if I think people should be able to eat, yeah, probably.
You sound like Mom Donnie. Yeah, everyone thinks that other people should be able to eat. That's not a real argument. That's just...
it is, though, because you're asking me if I think that other people's needs should be fulfilled. Should people be able to eat?
No one is stopping other people from being able to eat. That's not a thing. No one says this group of people can't eat.
You're saying you're saying the answer is to get rid of these programs and people will fill the gap. People will then not eat because people won't fill the gap fully. So yes, you are saying people will be able to eat.
No, that's not what that means. Other than those people that that maybe don't need it quite as much, well, I guess they're going to have to find a way to get food. And just because there's not a government program or the private charities don't fill their bellies doesn't mean that they're not allowed to eat. They'll find a way.
No one's saying allowed. I'm not saying allowed to eat. I'm saying will they?
Well, I don't know. I hope they will, but it's also
So you don't think we should have any social safety net whatsoever?
This is not a social safety net. Is what's happening. And quite frankly, if there's a social safety net, it needs to be I don't. I think social safety nets turn into social welfare forever, and that's a slippery.
So you don't think there should be a social safety net?
I get it's a hard thing to get behind. A hard thing to get behind. The way that it's been abused for so many decades by everybody.
So you don't think there should be a social safety net because people have abused it?
Maybe the better thing is that it shouldn't be at the federal level. How about that? I would be more likely to support something like that on a state or local level? You laughed, Michael, like it's, like you think that I wouldn't, but we're also talking about in like perfect worlds. So in an ideal world,
you keep bouncing from ideal to reality or your reality. It's kind of hard to track.
It's not true.
It is. It's a little bit hard to track because you're like, well, we can't have these programs because there's so much scamming, but let's just do it at the state level and the local level. And
I said I would be more likely to support it at a state or local level. The more local, the more likely I'd be to be able to support it. Because
so if the city of Austin proposed a 20% tax increase to provide a social safety net for people experiencing homelessness, you'd be on board with that.
Did I say that I wouldn't?
He's applying your argument to the framework that you were saying.
No, did I say that I would, or did I say I would be more likely to?
You said more likely to.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. I'm glad that both of you have.
Okay, but the point.
No, you're talking. You're trying to tell me what I am and am not saying, and then you're getting it wrong. So, again, let me tell you, if this in this world where it's no longer at the federal level, obviously there's a lot of fucking shit that changed. A lot from local politics, state politics to obviously federal politics. So in this world, theoretically, yeah, I could support something like that because theoretically I would have on a local level a lot more, I don't know, probably more oversight, more say. My vote might actually matter. For instance,
for what?
For a city council person, a mayor.
Oh. I don't understand why you think that the grift wouldn't be 45 times as worse on the local level, where people actually know each other and like that, and where like we see plenty of this happening all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get into my feels earlier by saying you don't want any social safety net, and the
well, no, I was trying to clarify if that's what you were saying, which is what you said you were saying.
The true answer is no. I don't. I don't think that social safety nets work, and I think that they're a bad idea. If I had to support one, I would want one to be supported on a local level because it would be easier to, I think, have some oversight over. Ideally, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, this all started because what's the number? 42 million people are going to go hungry tomorrow. It's Happy Friday. I keep saying tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to figure it out by Saturday. Do you guys think they will or no?
They might not figure it out logistically, but they'll figure out a way to extend the SNAP benefits. I don't think they're going to. I hope not. They're just going to let 42 people who rely on this, whether that's a good thing or not, is not really the question. It's the reality that they rely on it. So I don't think they'll let it expire.
Brad, your last thoughts on it?
I mean, I think they're going to let it expire. I think they're going to let it. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to expire. I think they'll come in like 3 days later. It'll expire and then they'll do something like on Monday.
Well, that's 3.5 million Texans, by the way, will be affected. Sorry.
I don't think anybody's going to starve.
Well, the food banks are trying to step up, but they don't have very much, and they said that they're already. I mean, I don't know. I think people like. I don't know. I disagree, but I
disagree with what?
That I mean, do I think people are going to starve to death? No, but do I think people will go without? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they still have their October benefits, and we had no fewer than like 60 people come to this food bank. I mean, this food giveaway at the school the other day, like in the school, and then there's a line outside of people who weren't from the school. And so, like, there are people hungry all the time. Like, I don't know in Austin, but here, like, there's always these. I never knew what they were, but there were like lines on the middle of in the street.
They're called homeless people.
No, and they were in their car, and there's always like lines, and they're always like food giveaways because people just don't have things to eat. Apparently, like food insecurity is again much more widespread than I think I allowed myself to think because it's something that I don't see every day. So we'll see, I guess. But what I will say is I do find it rich, and I know this is not unique to this specific shutdown, that all of those who cannot come to an agreement or come to the table to even have a conversation are still being paid handsomely during this entire thing.
Yep, ain't that the kicker?
Okay, so next up, Paxton is suing my favorite brand, Tylenol.
Oh.
And And
Answer
I'm
it.
curious, huh?
Answer it. Let's get a live phone call.
And I'm curious
Yeah.
what you guys think about it. He's filed suit against Johnson & Johnson and Kenvue, the makers of Tylenol, alleging they marketed acetaminophen to pregnant women, which I'm pretty sure, I don't have Tylenol around here, but I think it says on there, do not take if you are pregnant. Despite inconclusive evidence that prenatal exposure increases risk of autism and ADHD.
It might say that to consult your physician first. It might say that. I don't know if it says don't take it if you're pregnant. I think it probably says talk to your doctor first.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I do know that Tylenol, when Trump had the press conference the other day, when he was talking about this, Tylenol tweeted that they said something like they were in agreement with him, saying like, yeah, we don't like don't.
Yeah, we are the cause of autism. What? Yeah,
no,
remember that tweet.
The lawsuit references a number of studies, but that's biased. Yeah, I'm not gonna read the next part because it's a little bit biased. But it says that Paxton claims the companies tried to shield liabilities, and this approach echoes, I guess, what we've heard on the federal level. So, do you guys think this is a frivolous lawsuit and a waste of time, or do you guys think it's worthwhile?
I think it's politics as usual.
As usual, coming out of the Paxton's office, or
just in general, as usual. They're making, they're filing a lawsuit or saying they're filing a lawsuit with state resources. I think the question really is, if true, I'm not saying it is true, but I'm saying if it's true that Tylenol has contributed to the rise in autism, did Tylenol know? And if they did, then they should be held accountable. None of that's ever going to come to light, and they're never going to be held accountable. They may pay a fine, which is just kind of cost of doing business. But if it is contributing to autism, they knew, somebody should be going to jail, but they won't.
So, here it is. Okay. So the tweet that has resurfaced is actually not okay. So the tweet resurfaced the day Trump did his presentation. It was from 2017, where Tylenol tweeted, "We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking this time to voice your concerns today." And the back of Tylenol's box says, "Yeah, if pregnant or breastfeeding, ask health professional before use." So 2017 they tweeted that, which I think is interesting, but I don't know. Did they know? I mean, do we even have evidence that this is the case though, or are we just assuming that they're with the allegations?
No, I mean, I said if true, and I would likely have known because they probably test their drugs for adverse effects, and if they knew and they put out, consult with your doctor. We don't recommend you take this if you're pregnant. They did not say, in the scenario where they knew, they did not say this has a potential to contribute to autism. They didn't say that. But if there's no connection and it's untrue, then they don't have any liability. So there's no point to the lawsuit. But I'm saying under the scenario where they did know, they didn't sufficiently warn the public by just tweeting one time. Like if you're pregnant, like maybe don't take this and maybe consult with your doctor, not, hey, red flag, folks. We have research that shows that this contributes to autism. Stay away from it. That would probably have elicited a different response than.
And probably put them out of business.
Yeah. I think that if there's any amount of, if Tylenol is the cause of anything, whether it's, fucking autism or something else, and they are well aware that pregnant women take this all the time, that children take this all the time. They know that, even if they say on the bottle, consult your physician before taking it. If they know that there are studies out there that are, really pointing in the direction of harming people, harming children especially, a little tweet here and there is not enough. There needs to be some sort of black label on the product that says, don't take this. Don't even talk to your physician about it. If you do, it's between you and this is on you 100%. This is going to kill your baby. This is going to cause autism. This is going to harm, the chances of harm are too high for us to recommend this at all. So, Is Michael correct that it's all just sort of political? Is this a political stunt? Is anything going to happen? No, there's not going to be any perp walks no matter what happens. But I did find this when all of this Tylenol stuff broke out. Prenatal exposure to acetaminophen and precursor aniline impairs masculinization of male brain and behavior. So it turns out that it also
Turns the frogs gay.
Makes kids gay.
Paracetamol.
Med.
I mean, but but it is politics if there's no current proof other than assumption. I mean, I have not seen the studies that prove that Tylenol has contributed to this, and it doesn't seem as though there is a definitive argument that it does. Correct, or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's not definitive. There's like some studies that say there could be a link here. But the bigger issue for me is why isn't, and it's not just related to this issue, but a lot of public health stuff and consumer safety stuff. Why doesn't this science exist? That's the broader thing for me is like, okay, well, if it doesn't exist, obviously we're capable of identifying if something causes something because we do it all the time in science. So the lack of evidence to me suggests there's something to look at there.
But isn't there a large body of evidence on the contrary? Like there's a lot of studies. There's like acetaminophen is one of the most researched and like tested.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same way that there was a lot of evidence back in the 60s that cigarettes didn't cause lung cancer. It's like, can you trust the science you're looking at if it's funded by the company that stands to benefit from the conclusion?
Fair.
It's inherently a conflict of interest. And so it might be right. The science might be correct, but that gives the perception of conflict of interest at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
From the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health by Jay Lau, using acetaminophen during pregnancy may increase children's autism and ADHD risk from August 20th, 2025. Our premier medical public health institution, Harvard, says so before RFK Jr. did.
Did he? It was in August.
So, I mean, they did that in September.
Well, yeah, but you guys have been saying that for like years.
No, he didn't say that for years. No one said Tylenol for years besides this Jay Lau guy at Harvard.
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
And he didn't say Tylenol, he said acetaminophen.
Huh?
I think that article said acetaminophen, not Tylenol.
Tylenol is acetaminophen.
It's not the only thing that has acetaminophen in it.
Tylenol is the active ingredient of Tylenol.
What I'm saying is like it's in a bunch of different like mild over-the-counter painkillers, like pain relievers. It's not just Tylenol.
Tylenol is the name brand of acetaminophen.
Yes, I understand, but like it's like ibuprofen being in other things too. Like it's a thing, the core of it, but it's also named in other things as well.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
That it's not just Tylenol. That if you're saying that Tylenol causes autism and ADHD, and I know you're not saying that, but if someone's saying that Tylenol causes autism and ADHD, then the same can be said about some other ones. Maybe not Aleve, because I think Aleve is different. It has something else in it, but like other brands of these mild over-the-counter pain relievers.
I think Aleve is ibuprofen. Yeah, I think so. I guess the reason why they say acetaminophen and not Tylenol is because it's in so many other brand. You know, there's generic acetaminophen, and there's acetaminophen and like probably NyQuil or whatever it is. So I don't. That's why they say, but Tylenol is the name brand. I don't know why maybe it's just easier to say in a press conference for RFK and Donald Trump. I don't know.
Well, because you can't sue a ingredient. You can sue a company, though.
Yeah, you can. Are they suing them?
That's what the topic's about.
It is, but RFK and Trump, is the federal government doing it?
Not that I know of.
Well, there we go.
What do you mean, there we go?
Exactly that.
I don't know. What's your point? Anyway, okay. So next up. Okay. Well, actually, you didn't say if you thought it was frivolous or not.
Say what?
If it's frivolous or not.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
If it's frivolous or not.
Is it frivolous? It probably is. I mean, it's not. Acetaminophen use during pregnancy and children's risk of autism, ADHD, and intellectual disability. This is JAMA, published April 9th, 2024. It's out there. Is it frivolous? I mean, I don't think it. I hope it's not, but I don't think anything's going to come of it because nothing ever does. There's too much at stake. They're not going to let the system's not going to let anything happen. Like the federal government and the FDA are so intertwined in this. Like they're not going to let anything happen to people that make acetaminophen to make Tylenol. Nothing's going to happen.
Well, then
it would destroy people's brains more than Tylenol already has.
Wow.
God, this is great. Love it. Keep going.
Nothing like a good Tylenol and a cocktail at the end of the day.
That's
I mean, I prefer Excedrin, which also has caffeine. Huh?
Doesn't that have caffeine?
Yeah, and acetaminophen.
Okay.
Texas has 17 constitutional amendments on the ballot. What do you guys think? What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? What's sticking out as noteworthy?
You're so weird.
What?
What's my favorite constitutional amendment? I mean, does anybody have any strong feelings? Like I have a favorite about this stuff.
I mean, does it have
what's
to be
your favorite, Charles?
Sticks out. Like if anything sticks out.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
My favorite. I don't know that I have a favorite. I have a couple that I think are quite interesting, but I don't know that I would call them favorites. But the one where it's the where is that? Here we go. The constitutional amendment. Huh?
Is that number 4?
Is it 4? Yeah, I think. Yep, Texas Water Fund. Yeah, I thought that's interesting. I didn't say it's my favorite because I feel like it's a little. I understand the purpose of it, especially because water has been such a big issue as of late. But I do take issue with the fact that they're putting it in the Constitution because it's like, okay, so you're just going to fund it, lock it into the Constitution so no one can touch it. That's a little weird to me. But my favorite would probably be the dementia research thing. I think that's really interesting. It's going to hopefully provide a lot of information down the line. I don't think that there was something we talked about on the show a couple months ago. I don't think it's a constitutional amendment, but yeah, no, never mind. I don't see it. But the Dementia Research Institute is an interesting one. I'm curious about it. I don't know about dementia, but it's just an interesting one.
You don't know anybody that has dementia?
Not that I know of now.
That's how my father passed away, Charles.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for being real.
I didn't know your father.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I didn't like. Anyway, but it says my favorite because it's an interesting thing. So
I'm gonna need a moment. Michael, please go.
Anyway, but there's a lot of people upset over Prop 3, and I would say upset on both sides. There are people who are upset about Prop 3, and then there are people who are upset that people are upset about Prop 3, and they're berating them into supporting that.
What is Prop 3?
That is the constitutional amendment requiring the denial, or at least giving judges the discretion to deny bail under certain circumstances to people accused of certain offenses. I think mainly it's like human trafficking and stuff like that. But it's essentially giving them bigger or sexual, certain violent or sexual offenses. It's giving them more discretion to deny bail for these people who are accused, not convicted of a crime.
That's why isn't that in a response? Isn't that in response to all the Soros DAs that are letting people off with recognizance bonds and slaps on the wrist, and just back out there to recommit all their nasty crimes?
Yeah, it doesn't fix that problem.
If they have to have a bail, they're not allowed to have a bail.
It gives them the discretion.
And
so at the end of the day, if you have shitty judges, you're still gonna have shitty judges.
Damn.
What does the law constitution say now about that?
I don't know. I don't know what it says, but I'll tell you what the judges in Harris County have long said, which is that they are not allowed to deny bail. And so that's why they would let these people back out. And so I guess it's saying that they are not allowed to, but I'm sure there's some caveats there. But this is giving them the discretion to. However, if you got a crappy judge who doesn't want to use that discretion, they're not going to use it. And then what about all the people who are accused and innocent? I mean, is it everyone? No. But if you take one innocent life or liberty of one innocent person, I think it's not worth the whole system. And so others.
The system has to be perfect?
No, it doesn't have to be perfect. But I don't think an overarching thing like this is the answer when it means that more innocent people could be entrapped into it.
This one I struggle with a lot. The other props, I like the ones that are, well, the other props are pretty meh, you know. I mean, there's all the exemptions for various things. I mean, I think you want your tax code to incentivize things that you want to reward in society. So I support a homestead exemption, even though it's just shifting the burden of the local government spending to renters and business owners, because I think you want to incentivize people to buy houses because that's something we want. Some of these other exemptions I don't really know about. They seem like almost like special favors in a lot of cases. But Prop 3, the more controversial one that you were talking about, I struggle with it because there's a lot of constitutional issues that it raises for me. One, it's an accused person. So we all have a right to a fair trial before we're assumed guilty. Even if the evidence is, even if you have me on video committing the crime, you're still assumed innocent. Yeah. Based on the Constitution. Second is the separation of powers. Do we have a legislature putting something up to the public to tell the judiciary what they can and cannot do? Like, I would just think the solution here is let the judges have full discretion on all things. And what's prohibiting them from doing that now? They're supposed to be separate, right?
It's supposed to be.
So what law exists? So whatever law exists right now that says they cannot deny bail, that law should just be gotten rid of rather than creating a new law that says they can use their discretion. And so for those reasons, I'm kind of conflicted about it, but I can see the merit, or I can see why people want it.
I can see why people want it too, but I feel like it's part of this like broader hysteria about crime. And it's like, is it going to solve the problem? No, because if a judge doesn't want to use that discretion, they're still not going to use the discretion. Like, yeah, you can go wag your finger and say, like, you should have did it. You had the authority to, but you didn't. And, like, I feel like out of all the issues that we've had with judges in crime over the past couple of years, the best we got out of the legislature was what? Judicial pay raises and this. Like, why not give us the ability to recall judges or something? I mean, like, something else.
Kind of strikes me as similar to, how are we going to deal with mass shootings? Let's ban guns. It seems similar in logic to that, to me.
I agree. Brad?
I don't have a favorite constitutional amendment on the ballots. I gotta say, I don't have one. There is,
I literally used 3 different words and you stuck on favorite.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm responding to what you said. And that's okay. You don't have to speak perfectly.
What? I said favorite, least favorite, or most noteworthy, or the one that sticks out, or something.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, there's Proposition 8, property taxes prohibits the state from enacting a property tax, right? I think that's good. Was there ever prohibit the state
property tax?
A state property tax.
It's prohibiting it, but it doesn't exist, and no one's talking about existing it.
I know, so it's kind of I think that's good. I'm glad that it will never exist if this passes. So that's good. Property taxes suck.
Kind of in the back for doing something we don't do anyway. We never plan on doing.
It's a big win. It's a big win for conservatives and small government Texans. We did it, guys. Way to go. You deserve to be reelected. I think water is a big deal, right? In Texas, I've talked about water more times than I thought I'd ever talk about water the past 2 years, and it's a big deal. And we got all these big AI data centers and crypto miners and all this other, AI robots. By the way, you guys didn't respond to it. I ordered a robot, so
you just sent a screenshot and nothing else.
Yeah, you do that shit all the time, Charles.
At least my screenshots are explanatory.
I'm sorry that you're retarded and don't know what's going on. Anyhow, so I think that I think I'd support the water one. I think that Texas needs. Is it going to be a perfect solution? Probably not perfect, but at least we're thinking about water and making a water fund so that we can plan for our future. We got all these people moving to Texas because Texas is the greatest state in the union. Am I right, boys? And we got to have water for everybody. That's right. Thank you, Michael.
I mean, great. I don't know that
support water. Vote yes on Proposition 4 and Proposition 8.
4 and 8. What about the death tax one? 8 is the prohibiting the death tax?
No, 8 is property taxes. Which one's the death tax? What is it? There should be
Prop 8. the constitutional amendment to prohibit the legislature from imposing death taxes applicable to a descendant's property or transfer of an estate,
Are you looking at
inheritance, legacy,
2025?
succession, or gift.
Are you looking at 2025?
November 4th, ballot language for November 4th, 2025.
I'm looking at that, and it says property taxes on my screen.
Wait, which one you talking about?
What the fuck?
What number?
Proposition 8. Prop 8.
Yeah, mine says death tax.
Yeah. Brad.
Oh, did I just misread
Oh
it?
yeah, no, because it is property. Because property, like estate.
Oh, yeah, I think that's great too. Still, I still support it. That's awesome because when people die, that money should not be taxed again, and it is. It's stupid.
But the Texas doesn't have a.
I don't care, man.
Well, there is, no,
Do you guys-
Why don't they put up something that prohibits them from doing something they're currently doing?
Well, that's a good question.
Instead of
That.
hey, vote for this big money for dementia and for workforce and for water, and we'll ban all these things we're not doing. So your future taxes maybe will never happen.
I mean, how much is the dementia study? How much does that cost?
Like,
is there a number to that?
I don't know.
So is it closer towards the end? It's $3 billion.
$3 billion.
Mm.
I mean,
Can't they put it in a constitutional amendment that says property tax bills for the median family income must decrease every year?
hell yeah.
Mm.
I'd vote for that.
Yeah, but that would also tie their hands. That means they'd have to figure out a way to bring that solution to bear too.
It also means that I would never strive for more than the median family income. So eat shits.
Well, they would decrease by 1 cent every year, logically.
Fuck that, dude. That's lame.
1 cent.
Why do you got to give them bad ideas?
That's not even enough to put in the leave a penny, take a penny tray.
Yeah, 1 cent.
When you compare it to the $1,200 increase that you're facing instead, it's actually $1,200 and 1 cent.
That's a good point.
That's a great point, actually.
That's actually an excellent point. Good job, Michael.
It's phenomenal. Good job. That was a great point, Michael.
You
Really
missed
glad you
him.
said that.
You got my vote. You win.
Okay. Our last topic is interesting, and it's something that we are all really interested in, which is artificial intelligence.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So so this came from this week earlier. It was an idea that I had that got crapped on in our group chat. Then suddenly a news reporter took it and they blew up.
Not get crapped on.
You had all these comments about how it needed to be this and this and this and this, but they just went and did what I said, and they
literally didn't happen.
So all that to say, I suggested maybe a month or two ago in our group chat that people should open records request or TPIA all of the prompts and things that people are inputting into, the public officials and their staff are inputting into different AI interfaces. And so apparently the Chronicle decided to do that for Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo. And there was really nothing. I mean, there was some interesting stuff and there was nothing like groundbreaking, but it did show that she was, and to be fair to her, she has been very vocal about using it. She had a speech a couple of months ago at the state of the county, and she told a joke and it didn't land. And she's like, well, dang, I asked ChatGPT like to give me that joke. And so like she was open about it. And like I thought she was kind of joking, but no, she was not. But they've been asking things like explain the tax rate calculation formula like I'm a high schooler. And
that's because they're really, really smart and they don't know how to dumb it down, and they want to dumb it down for all us dummies.
That must be it. They let's see, what else did they ask? They asked, help me draft an email asking for a monthly check-in. Make it sound like it was written by a man. During the course of there was like this big thing going on back here where she was using county funds for a trade mission to Paris, and then she got pushed back over and ended up using campaign funds. But during this time, they asked ChatGPT, does Paris or France have any issues with their power grid? What can Paris learn from Houston or transportation? Or transportation. And this was in advance of their delegation that they were trying to craft arguments to justify why using county funds for their trip would be helpful. And so in response to this, Lena says they don't use AI for policy decisions, I guess just for policy communication surrounding those decisions. And they have an internal AI use policy that sets acceptable use cases and prohibits passing sensitive data to AI platforms. So buyers beware. But this is not apparently the first time this has happened to elected officials, and I guess across the country people are doing this to look at officials to see what they've been putting in.
So I love how you whine to us about how we supposedly like poo-pooed your idea, which didn't happen. We didn't poo-poo it. But why didn't you just go ahead and do it? Like,
because I wanted somebody to do it with. I didn't want to do it alone. And I said to do it to 150 state House members and then the 31 state senators, and that's a lot to do by myself.
I mean, why didn't you say that? If you would have said that, I would have helped you.
I did, and then you said, no, you need to refine it because blah, 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 blah.
I didn't say that. That didn't happen at all. Shut up. Yeah. Didn't happen. Didn't say those things. Those words never left my mouth. Refine it. Ugh.
All right. All right. I'll get my assistant to go look it up. Anyway, so this is happening a lot. Curious how you guys view this in this kind of, well, I mean, not just this specific story, but this broader era we're entering where there's going to be this combination of the two. It, I think, in my opinion, makes it a little more difficult when you're trying to get information on certain things, because while they turn this over, I think it offers an opportunity for folks to make decisions and then say that those decisions were based on AI and, you know, not take full responsibility of it. Do you guys foresee this becoming a bigger issue, or is it just like whatever?
Do you think it's a real excuse that people would buy? Like, yeah, AI did it. No, you did it. You have the power.
You not seen some of the excuses people buy from government?
That's a fair point. Okay, that's fine. God damn it. That's fine. I think that AI will be the death of us, and we need to stop using AI for everything because it's a brain drain. You know, my favorite large language model is my brain. I ask it questions and it comes up with ideas, and I ask if it's good ideas or not, and it tells me. And sometimes it's right, and sometimes it's really right. You know what I mean, guys?
Technically, that's a tiny language model.
Yeah,
not a large one.
I would call it a small language model, but I don't even think it registers at that scale.
I love it, guys. You guys are hilarious.
Do I think that? Yeah, I mean, am I concerned about it? Not really, as long as it's PIRable. But like, what's gonna happen? Like, currently, they defer to their staff. I was staff for an elected official at one point, but you know, not all staff are the most impressive people, including myself. And so they defer to their staff and they defer to lobbyists and special interests on how to make decisions. And now they're adding in AI to help inform their decisions. I mean, okay.
Isn't Reddit like the main source for AI large language models? That sounds getting to get some Reddit ordinances.
Wait, is that the case? I didn't know that.
I believe so. For some of them, yeah. AI, that Reddit's like it's not more, I don't think it's more than 50%, but it's the largest one. It's like 30-something% of information comes from Reddit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yep.
I do think it's a concern because I think you don't have, at least there's a level of perceived transparency when it comes to some of these other things where like you think, so a lobbyist is going to go in there, at least there's like some sort of record of the meeting with the lobbyist, even if there's not, like these people are usually called out for this stuff. This, I feel like you can influence an elected official's perspective through AI, I feel like it gives unjust influence to the folks who are controlling it to then influence a wide number of elected officials' perspectives and policies without ever having to be like the face of it, right? Like, so if I'm Googling, give me, I don't know, let's see, one of Lena's was something about transportation in Paris, like, and it can come up with something that's pushing everybody on green vehicles. And I've noticed that when I use certain ones, like Perplexity, even though I love Perplexity, it does give me some perspectives that lean very left-leaning. And it's very subtle, but I think because we're all involved in politics, it's a little more obvious.
You said transportation in Paris, but I'm aware of something else in Paris. But this is from Google's AI mode, AI overviews, ChatGPT, and Perplexity. Huh?
Nothing.
Interesting. Reddit, 40.1%.
Wow.
So
isn't that a concern with the AI more generally though than just elected officials, like how it's going to change society subtly through its inherent biases?
Sure. But I think these are people who can actually do it, as opposed to us because I still know a lot of people who aren't even using it, like who have no interest in using it, right? But like, I think if you take the general public and then the elected official class, the percentage of elected official class that's probably using it or willing to use it is much higher, and then they can implement it much faster. Like, I know plenty of people our age who never touched it and never will.
Well, that's because the elected class has no personal recourse. It doesn't fucking matter if they get something wrong. They're fine, and they'll get reelected, and they just get to do whatever the fuck they want. It's like there's nothing bad ever happens to politicians ever, except for George Santos, like our hero, Charles' hero. Right? Nothing bad ever happens. They can fuck up over and over and over. They just get reelected, and they're, they get to keep their job for however long. They get these cushy retirements. It's all like, of course, they're going to be excited about using it. It makes their job even easier and cushier than it already is.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a world in like 10 years where ledge council at the state government, which are the lawyers who write all the bills, that'll be the initial draft will come from AI.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. We had a judge here, not a judge, a lawyer here who is a pretty well-known lawyer who was caught using a brief that was submitted that was drafted by AI, and the way they found out was because it pulled cases that were not in existence, and then when they started questioning, they had to admit it.
Speaking of AI and robots, this is what I pre-ordered. That's me right there. Look at this. Mouth? There is no mouth. Why do you want it to have a mouth, you freak? God, there's no holes on this thing, Charles. Ugh.
What is the point?
Why did you order this?
It goes around, look, it vacuums, it brings in your groceries while you play cards, closes the door for you.
Wait, did you really pre-order this?
It opens doors for guests. It'll fold your laundry.
Wait, did you really pre-order this?
Yes.
Did you just say you hate AI?
Not if it's gonna do manual chores for me.
Wait, what's the price tag on this thing?
You can buy it outright for $20,000, or you can do a subscription for $500 a month. It's a $200 deposit that I paid that I can get back if I don't want to do it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
$500 a month?
I mean, how much do you pay on cleanings on like maids and stuff like that? Probably $500 a month. It comes in 3 different colors.
Well, I guess we just found our third host.
Our third one comes in white, blue, and brown.
That's not.
Oh, I thought about it, but I went with white.
Are you going to dress it?
I think I might undress it.
You're going to put a wig on it?
There's a lot. The possibilities are endless, right?
Yeah.
Look at that face. It's kind of cute, right? Look at it. It's weird looking, huh?
Oh, it is.
It's all soft and knitted. It's got weird shoes.
That's what Sam Altman looks like under the human skin, right?
But I think this is cool. You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know, for someone who doesn't want to use AI to then bring an AI robot in your home. Like,
no, you're talking AI for like
I know what you were talking about.
Doing, that's different than like, hey, I don't want to fold my laundry. I'm going to have my robot do it for me. I don't want to sweep. I'm going to have my robot do it for me. Like, robots should be manual chores only.
Don't you have 3 kids?
Yeah, and what's your point?
They're not sweeping?
No, this will free up their time to do other creative activities like myself.
Wow. Well, I guess the intelligence is artificial after all, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the BCM podcast. We'll let you know what happens when Brad gets his robot, because we'll let you know, because he won't be here because that thing is going to kill him.
I'm going to get infected by a virus.
No, it's probably going to kill you.
I'm going to get messy with it.
Oh.
Weird.
Well, that's a bright note to end the show on. Don't buy an AI robot, at least not until. So when I was younger and a new game would come out, my mom would be like, "We're not buying it because they got to work out all the things and it's going to be broken." So I say, if you're want to buy an AI robot, don't buy one for like 10 years until they fix all the things.
We'll see how that goes.
Thanks for tuning into this week's episode, guys. Please let us know how you think we did. Please let us know if there's some topics you want us to cover. And if you are struggling because of what is going on this weekend with SNAP benefits, we are praying for you, and we are hoping that things get better soon.
In the stream.